Rise ye ashen tarnished chosen undead, and welcome Souls fans, new and loyal, to the next installment of your Elden Ring All Achievements Platinum Easy to Follow guide. In the last video we got through a chunk of the capital. We got the horrendous, that's not a word, it's horrendous and hideous combined, the horrendous subterranean shunning grounds, the first chunk of that done. We dealt with a gaping maw enemy. We did a lot of the trickier things and got those out of the way. And then the last thing we did was we head back to the Outer Wall Phantom Tree Grace so that we can get our next smithing stone bell bearing. So we're going to pop a beacon on this cave to the southeast. And we're going to stop off on this church along the way. So start heading off in that direction, ignoring all enemies. Grab Missionary's Cookbook. Grab Golden Order Seal, even though I don't think we're going to use it. And then this is the Minor ERDTREE Church Grace. And now on exits, we're going to exit to the right. And we're going to keep going down here. Eventually drops to the path to the cave. So just keep heading down this right path. Well, that's clearly not the case. Oh no, follow the right path. Gotcha. As in, follow the right edge of the path, Drew. Gotta love it when I make my notes really easy for me to follow. There we go. Follow the wall. And there we go. We end up with a path that takes us down. Oh, that cheeky item. Is that a worthy item? Oh, it was a glowing skull. I'll take it. 100 runes is 100 runes. Leave the turtle people alone. Dungeon! This is the sealed tunnel. Take the beacon off. Grab the grace. And then, I don't think I need to rest, but just in case. Get your glintstone pebble at the ready, and to the right of this stake, here is an illusion wall. We're going to proceed to pebble spam any of the enemies. And by any of the enemies, all of the enemies. Pebble enemies. Come down this path so that this ambush is not an ambush. Upper platform up here. There is a gold rune 5. And then this chest is what we want. The Stone Miner's Bell Bearing. So we're not actually going to finish this dungeon. We only wanted that bell bearing, but since we're here, we might as well. They give us 400 runes each. So just bop the rest of the miners. Otherwise, you can deal with the illusion wall. But that's literally all we needed. Grab this smithing stone 5. Head back to the Grace. Since we're in a dungeon, we can only warp out by either finishing the dungeon or from the Grace. Oh no, I take it back, we have to leave. Oh, it's only if it's a Grace at the end of the... yeah, okay. Now we've left, we can head back to Round Table Hold. Okay. Head over. I got the Arsenal
yes.
charm from you, didn't I?
If you have an old father, is I'm sure to.
Yeah. I mean, the easier way to check would just be... yep, there it is. Okay, cool. So, to the shop. Offer bell bearing. And we can give all of the bell bearings. And there you go. So these are all the ghost gloveworts from the 2 ghost bell bearings. And smithing stones is what we wanted, because as you can see, we've only got 1 smithing stone 3. So we're going to purchase 3 more of those. So now we have 4 of those. So yeah, so that there is tied to a non-trophy ending. That's the item we got from that big troll enemy. Since we're here, we'll grab Roger's attire. Not outrageous to go with the hat. It increases your glintstone sorceries, but we're just not going to need it in the final build. Sell all your rune items. And then now it's time we can sell our 3 remembrances that we're not using. So Regal Ancestor, Grafted, and Star Scourge. Strengthen. Oh, I'm missing 2 smithing stone 3s. Buy 5 smithing stone 3. I saw buy smithing stone 3. I am a moron. So sorry, viewers. Don't know what's come over me on today's recordings. There we go. We need 6, not 4. Apologies. Apparently I cannot read today.
Back already, no matter.
Right. We should be able to get the magic Uchigatana all the way up to level 14. There it is. Magic Uchigatana plus 14. And then we're also going to get our Carian Regal Scepter up to level 8. There we are. Head to the table, level up, and we should be able to get 4 levels into intelligence to get it to 55. Which means when we have our rune rune active, our intelligence actually goes up to 60, and because we're currently wearing the Karalos crown, we get an extra 3. So we're currently on 58. If I had my rune active, we would actually be on 63. Right. Back underground we go to the underground roadside. Okay. You'll see as we cross now there is an imp. So make sure you're crouched. We're going to sneak behind and backstab. Using Loretta's, we're now going to take out more of these imps that are around. Yeah, should just use Loretta. So I always make sure I defeat the ones that are behind, as I want to be able to move forward without having to panic about them catching up later. After all, they're here to try and ambush us. Right. Bob the imps behind. Up pipe. Yeah. So we're going to go up this pipe on the right. I wonder actually, I'm going to use a rune arc. See if that's enough that Loretta's one-shots them. I can also put my Carian trousers back on. Keep going. Not worried about you. You are a threat. Let's see if we one-shot you now. Nope. Oh, come on. Go. So we're carrying on along this big pipe, and then once we get to the end, we drop to the right. We're now going to jump up here. Careful, as there is an ambush. Back there. Grab the gold rune 10. In and left. Kick this ladder. just in case. And that way, if we do go down there, this is the enemy that we got the charm from. And that's the ladder back to the shortcut. So now, from the Grace, we can come down here and up this ladder here. But, right, let me just double check. Onto the pipe and into the pipe. Alright, in the pipe. Not taking anything for granted here. Forward round the bend. Continue to the gold 11, then turn back and take the turning instead. Onwards, and there should be a rat. Give him a bop. I'm going to pillage in case I get a rune arc, as they do have a chance of dropping those. And for once, we actually want to go down the hole. But before we do, jump over, and you'll see, will you? You can maybe just about make out there. There's an ambusher. You might be able to see his feet. There you go. So the idea is you fall down the hole, and he backstabs you and gets a crit hit on you. Grab the smithing 5, onward and down, and eventually you're going to get to a ladder. Descend. Now at the bottom, before I get there, I should say, just run immediately, 3 o'clock on the clock face, just run to the left. Ignore everything else. So technically from the entrance, it's more 2 o'clock, but you'll see. We're just going to ignore the enemies, ignore the items, they're not worth it. Just head straight to this lift. And you don't have to worry about dying to a giant living jar. Here we are. We're at our Grace. This is the Forsaken Depths. Get your rocks ready. There should be a smithing stone 6. There it is. Before we get to our next trophy boss. So this is MOHG the Omen. Now this is a bleed-based boss, and bleed does nothing to our Mimic. So Mimic is very, very effective here, and so far, I promise you it does eventually start to change, although the strategy, hey, it's not broken, don't fix it. Mimic and rocks. Some of my Mimic. Let me drink my flask. So yeah, the majority of his damage, as you see, his attacks themselves don't do much, because they're supposed to be just rocking up a ridiculous amount of bleed. So our Mimic is the ultimate tank to our Sorcerer in this fight. Plonk. There we go. Nice and easy. Trophy achievement number 17 of 42, MOHG the Omen. And this is the Cathedral of the Forsaken Grace. Level up, and you should be able to get 2 levels into your intelligence. Oh wow, I've actually got enough for 3, but no, 2 levels into intelligence to get it to 57. So similar to me, you might have enough for another one, at which point get your int up to 58, but it's not guaranteed. You're not guaranteed to get more than up to 57 here, so I'm going to stick with the guide. The chest is a nice talisman, the ERDTREE Favor +1. I do currently keep the third as the Godfrey icon, as this boosts Loretta's bow and later our full moon sorcery. So I keep with these for now. And then roll into this area behind. Although we can't currently go any further. Well, we can go further, but we cannot open anything further. We just need to do that for later on. We're going to come back here. Head back to the Avenue Balcony, Castle Grace. And we're now going to head over and get our 4th talisman. Well, 4th talisman pouch, to be correct. Come up here to this corner for a smithing stone 6. Okay, slightly annoying section. So we're going to bop these 2. Our end goal is in the distance. You can see that big wing. We're going to climb up that wing. However, we're also dealing with this guy. Oh. And he's not on his own. Bad trade. Very bad trade. Okay, I'm just gonna... If I stay out of his field of view for long enough, he will eventually start walking again. There we go. The correct way to deal with him. For a spellcaster. And these knights are just so tanky. And there's more. So we deal with him. Top up my magic. This one's next. Again. No, damn it. There. Wow. I know it's night. There we go. I was going to say, I know it's night time, but seriously. Yep, that was a guard counter. Ow. There we go. So there is another one. However, if we stick to the right side, we should be able to avoid fighting the last one. as there he is. Grab this gold 9. Don't worry about that item there. I think that's a grease if I recall. And we're just going to head up this wing. Once you're on the wing, you're safe. Put your lantern on so we can spot the landing better for where we're going. So yeah, these are gravel stones. We don't need these for any crafting. But we're coming up to the top here, and you want to make sure jump off so that you don't fall. Grab a rune arc. Turn your lantern off. Climb up. And then immediately go into stealth mode, so crouch. And we're going to avoid this gold elite knight pain in the backside. So just crouch. Once you get here, run because of that guy. Priority grace. Pop him. Grab Cold Rune 11. And then rest of the grace. This is the West Capital Rampart grace. If you need to, spend a gold 11. If not, actually I'm still going to do it anyway because I said my notes you might need to. So spend a gold 11. And now we're going to level up intelligence to 58. Okay. This part may cost you a death. So long as you get the gold seed, does not matter. So, ignore everything. Get the gold seed. As long as you get that, if you die, doesn't matter. Yep, thank you. If you do come back here, so if you don't make it to the tree, really, you range me from up there, from down there. If you don't make it to the tree, if you move behind the gargoyle, he won't aggro. He only aggroes if you go in front of him. I should have just used my magic. But yeah, we want that gold seed because that's the one that's gonna... I've got an extra gold seed because I got it random dropped and I didn't even have a choice from the Moor enemy. But I haven't upgraded my flask. Really? Oh, you heal yourselves. Huh. My lock-on went a bit weird there. There we go. Lovely. Up we go. Right, and inside here is going to be a boss. So just make sure your health is topped up. You know what to do. And this is Godfrey, the first Elden Lord we're about to fight. So, you know what to do. Mimic. Flask. team. But yeah, as you can see, we rep so much damage at this point with our int at the level it's at. Ta-da! Woohoo! And there we go. Trophy achievement 18 of 42. Godfrey, first Elden Lord, and we get our 4th talisman pouch. So in that 4th slot, we're going to equip ERDTREE's Favor +1. Extra HP max, extra stamina max, which then also means our equip load is increased as well. Lovely stuff. At the Grace, which is the ERDTREE Sanctuary Grace, we're now going to cash in our gold seeds. And allocation should be 7/6. Spend a gold rune 10. Level up and 2 levels into intelligence to get it to 60. And now that that's at 60, we can now use Comet Azure, something we got quite a while ago. So memorize spells. Don't need Slicer. What we're going to put on is Comet Azure. This is the Kamehameha, and this is only going to get better. So first, I've got in my notes, demonstrate Kamehameha. So Comet Azure is your laser beam. It burns through your FP like crazy, but we will fix that. But this is what it is. Now that didn't last too long. Don't worry, we're going to unlock the Super Kamehameha in a moment. And to do that, we are going to go... Where are we going to go? Road of Enquiry, which is the most northwestern Grace. So if you remember, we got this from the Volcano Manor. We came out, we went round giant hands and all that shenanigans. And we're going to fight another one of those Moor type enemies, so have your rocks at the ready. The advantage is we can do this on horseback, and we're near a Grace, so we can try again if need be. And this is another case of Mimic plus rocks. But we need to do this as this is going to give us our Physick Flask, the Cerulean Hidden Tier, so that we can do the Super Kamehameha, or the Boss Shredder. So we're actually heading for this ERDTREE. So that's the goal. Yeah, that's because I don't think there's any other enemies along the way. And as soon as you can, you want to be able to summon your Mimic before we have to deal with the boss. The boss does cast death magic, so be mindful. I'm just making sure that the Mimic is as close as possible. Come on. There we go. Nope. Prioritize safety and defense. Your Mimic might die to this. That's how bad this is. This is a very even fight in terms of the amount of damage we can represent to each other. And I know it doesn't seem it because things are going pretty optimally for me so far. Beautiful. Wow, that is the easiest that's ever gone for me. Just fully kept in check. Wonderful. So the laden hard tier we don't care about. This is what we want. The Cerulean hidden tier. That's what we came here for. But might as well grab this gold rune 4 while we're at it. And I see a glowing skull, so I might as well pop that for a rune 1. Right, that's our little detour out of the way. We can now head back to the ERDTREE Sanctuary. And for anyone not familiar, let's set up our Wondrous Physick Flask. So instead of the Crimson, we're going to put on the Cerulean. So what we have the combination of is we've got the BUBBLETEAR, which gives us a shield to negate a physical attack, and the Cerulean eliminates all FP consumption for, I think it's 10 seconds. And what that means is, so we've already seen Comet Azure Kamehameha. And now we drink our Physick. The laser beam just keeps on going. And that is how you shred a boss. So you do have to be, you can't just mindlessly do it because they can dodge, they can jump, they can move. But there are definitely certain scenarios where your mimic's on one side, you get to the other side, and while he's attacking your mimic, you use a laser beam through, and you get at least half, if not all, of a boss's health done. Right. Head into the chapel. Keep going. Down the steps, and there is a lift. So this is a weird section where, so long as you get the ornament, you have to get this now, because later on, this area is not going to look the way it does now, and you're no longer going to be able to get this. This is for a legendary ornament, number 5 of 9, the Bolt of Gransax, and it's actually at the tip of this spear. Now there's a bunch of enemies that are going to become aware of our presence as we go for this, so you may take a death here. If you do, don't waste a rune arc until you have got your Bolt of Gransax, and once you've got it, you're going to warp back to the ERDTREE Sanctuary. If you can't because of aggro, just run and just keep going until you can get away. So I'm going to crouch here to avoid this perfumer. Ignore this scarab. And make sure, careful. Bolt of Gransax, get out of here. And that is your legendary ornament 5 of 9. Right, and now we can actually carry on with progression. Exit and left, and then you're going to come back up on this tree here. Shunk. And let's see if we can get our first victim of the Super Kamehameha with this Black Knight Assassin. No, is the answer. That's a shame. Okay, rocks it is. Really? Right. So specifically, okay, no. Cute. That's weird. Normally, you can at least get rocks to do your bidding. Oh well. Past the Black Knife is another grace. There's a miracle here, a healing miracle. We don't need it, but we can grab it, so you might as well. Blessings of the ERDTREE, and grab the Queen's Bedchamber Grace. Right. And onward for our next boss, Shardbearer Morgott. This is the true form of Margit, who's the first boss we fought at the first castle. And we are going to summon Melina. Because more meat shields, so that we can keep our distance, rock things, and then when he gets to phase 2, ideally, we get the Comet Azure. Yeah, alright. Come on, Melt. So. Cutscene. Yada yada yada. Did I really? No. Right, there we go. That's an opportunity. Yeah, I should probably drink. Ugh. Just want him to start outgrowing somewhere else. There we go. There we go. Once he goes, ooh, phase 2 is a coming. Keep distance. I'm just going to wait. And just look at the health bar melt away. That was, I would class that as quite a weak comet experience there. It only gets better. There are some enemies we will just outright one-shot. That is Trophy Achievement 19 of 42, Shardbearer Morgott. After defeating, head up. We need to interact with this thorn wall that is blocking the base of the ERDTREE. Yep, and that is then going to unlock the Grace. So Melina will appear at the Grace, and she will tell us that we'll need to burn down the ERDTREE. Fire!
Hello. Allow me. You are prevented. The thorns are husk the only way and become my purpose. So I'd like to the flame. Then
Yada yada yada. I can set it on fire. Here's a rolled medallion.
Shall I turn your root? Let my
Level up.
Share them with
2 more levels into intelligence
your thoughts,
to get it to 62.
your ambitions, the principles you would follow.
And so you'll see here we've got this rolled route appears on our map. But firstly, we're going to head to Round Table Hold. And if you think this looks like a door key face, we're going to head over to the crone.
Well, you know, the things shake when they are about no matter.
Receive equipment of champions, and we're going to buy the Queen's Crescent Crown for 7,000.
Now,
And we're now going to equip it. Hello. We represent the Lollipop Guild. And we're now, our intelligence is high enough that we can replace the meteorite staff. And if you look now, the Carian Regal Scepter is now an upgrade in every sense. So we're now going to equip that. Yes, we do not get the boost on gravity sorcery, but the extra damage that we do with everything is worth the Carian Regal, and that's only going to improve as we level it up further. Head over to Hugh.
Well, I took you no matter. Lay out your own.
Sell all of your runes. And sell the remembrance. Right, I've got a bunch of stuff here to sell. Sell Gargoyle's Twin Blade for 500. Then sell the Ivory Sickle, the Black Knife, the Claymore, the Cross Uchigatana, and the Whip. Sell the Clinging Bone. Where is sell the Briar Great Shield. And you can also sell the Royal Remains full armor set. There we go. So selling that, you should have enough to be able to get your intelligence to 63. And now we're going to warp over to Rani's Rise. And we're going to exit. And where we actually want to head to is the final tower down here to Celevis's Rise. Remember that there's a big old dragon that we want to ignore. Ignore any and all enemies as you make your way to his tower. Yeah, that's good enough to drop. So he's not home, as if you pay attention to the lore and the quest, you find out that he's a traitor, and Blide deals with him. But get his set and his bell bearing, up his ladder, and we're going to go grab another memory stone, as our magic is not quite complete. We have one more sorcery we're going to be equipping. Travel to the most northeastern Grace, which is the Cathedral of the Forsaken. Rest And memorize spell, take off Phalanx, and we're going to put on Renala's Full Moon. Now, this part here, if you are going to be using online saves, you need to do this to prep for one of the endings. If you are not, then this is good practice for when we do our second playthrough, as this is the ending we're going to get. So this is an awkward parkour section and can definitely lead to frustration and death. Let's see how it goes. I've tried to make this as easy as possible. You can only actually come here fully once Morgott is dead. So, onward, and you want to drop onto this next plank here. Down the plank is a gold rune 11. And then you're going to be dropping onto this next plank. There's a cookbook. Frenzied cookbook, I don't actually know. What does that give us? Nothing of note. But there it is anyway. Cookbook. Head to the bottom and you'll see there's a sitar player. You're going to go around him. And then you're going to drop in this corner. There we are. And then you're going to jump to this middle section that's in front of us here, and this is the awkward part. There we go. So that is pretty much just a jump and forward. You saw I didn't run. Jump and forward, and it is the perfect distance. So we're now going to head to this lower section back in the corner behind, which is below where we just came from. So again, just press jump and forward, and that will do there. Is it still a jump? Yes, it is a jump, so it's a short hop. And then you can get a frenzy spell. We don't need it, but, you know, it's there. And then that's it. We're now at the ground. And that little golden orb to the left means we cannot take damage, which is why we didn't take any damage there. So you want to grab this grace, the Frenzied Flame prescription. And that is all you want to do here. You do not want to do anything else, because anything else will lock you into the ending, and we definitely want to get Rani's ending as our first ending, the Age of Stars ending, because it is by far the longest to do. And for those of you who are using online saves, I will be showing you what you need to do. So you'll get one ending, you'll then reload your save, you'll then get the next ending, reload the save, get the next. If you're not, if you're playing offline, which means you don't have that option, do not worry, this guide is going to take you through 3 full playthroughs. Well, I say full. 3 runs, because they definitely get shorter, to get to the same 3 endings. So, now we're going to head to Prison Tower Church, which is over by Volcano Manor. How are we doing on time? Ooh, we should be able to just beat the Godskin Noble. Open the doors. And if you remember that bridge shortcut we made ages ago, this is where it finally comes in. Because here it is. All that time ago when we first came to Volcano Manor. Right. So, Godskin Noble. Difficult fight. Standard method of mimic, but you'll notice that I've got Comet Azure at the ready. Come on. There we go. So quickly get the mimic out, get your health back up, get your flask ready, and all I'm waiting for is for him to aggro to my mimic. And as soon as he does, I'm going to drink my flask, and Kamehameha. There we go. Once he hits, we're going to stick away, and we're now going to go back to rock strategy. If he does this, I hate this attack so much. But look how much damage he does to our mimic. Oh. Okay, no, he wasn't doing a roll attack, that's fine. Eat this. But yeah, 2/3 of his health went down to Comet Azure. And there we go. That is trophy achievement number 20 of 42, Godskin Noble. We get some unnecessary bits and bobs off of him. Grab the Serpent's Ammunion. Not that we need it, but we've earned it. And this is the Temple of Iglay Grace. And that's where we're going to leave this video. Looking a bit dorky, but don't worry, we're going to change that and we're going to look like a mushroom in the near future. Hopefully you've enjoyed following the guide and you found it easy to follow along the way. Feel free to offer any comments, suggestions, feedback. How's your journey going? Have you found it pretty much straightforward? Are you finding the guide as easy to follow as I hope it is? And also, please do drop me a like on the video, let me know that it's doing something good for you. And if you're not already subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you did. Please do, it means the world to me. You all mean the world to me. You're all awesome, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. And until then, thank you, and bye for now.